Before this new week even begins to unfold, I want you to pause and take a deep breath, because what you are about to hear is not just another set of hopeful words. This is a prophetic alignment for your destiny. There are weeks that pass quietly, weeks that pass heavily, and then there are weeks that shift the entire trajectory of your life. This week has the potential to be one of those moments, but only if your spirit is awake enough to receive it. Too many people walk into a new week carrying the old weight of yesterday, dragging old fears, old disappointments, old failures, and old exhaustion into a space that was meant to bring them something new. But this time is different. This moment is different. This week will not respond to the heaviness of your past. It will respond to the faith you carry right now. I want you to listen with expectation, because heaven is already speaking. There is a blessing waiting to rest on your hands. There is guidance waiting to illuminate your path. There is strength waiting to rise inside you. And there is prosperity already written into your days. If you choose to receive it, let this be the week that shifts everything. Your week responds to your words, because the atmosphere around you is never empty. It is always waiting for instruction. Every new week is like fresh soil, untouched and ready to receive the seeds you plant through your declarations. When you rise on a Monday morning and declare that the week shall favor you, you are not speaking into the air, you are legislating in the spirit. There are weeks people walk into without speaking, and they wonder why everything seems uncoordinated, why everything feels heavy, why nothing aligns. It is because silence is permission. Whatever you do not cancel is allowed, and whatever you do not declare is absent. Your words build the frame of your outcomes, and this is why you cannot start a new week casually or carelessly. You must speak as one who understands that life is spiritual, that results are spiritual, that breakthroughs are spiritual. Your mouth is not just for communication, it is for creation. Every decree you release becomes a pathway the week is obligated to follow. There are realms you will never enter until you speak. There are breakthroughs waiting for the sound of your voice. There are doors that respond not to your strength, not to your qualifications, not to your effort, but to your declarations. When you say, "This week shall be prosperous," you are removing the influence of delay, scarcity, confusion, and stagnation. You are creating a climate where favor can find you, where opportunities locate you, where helpers feel compelled to remember you. Many people pray silently in their hearts but never speak, forgetting that creation did not begin in silence. The world itself began with words. Light came because a divine voice spoke. Order came because a divine voice spoke. Beauty came because a divine voice spoke. And in the same pattern, your week comes into alignment when your voice rises in faith. Words carry spiritual intelligence. They know where to go. When you speak over your week, you are sending instructions to places you have not entered yet. Your words go before you into meetings you have not attended, into conversations you have not heard, into decisions made in your absence. Your words prepare the ground and ensure that by the time you arrive, things are already shifting in your favor. There are people who walk into a week filled with battles simply because they did not speak ahead. There are others who enjoy ease, grace, and unexpected breakthroughs simply because they spoke. Every time you open your mouth to declare prosperity, you are inviting divine forces to partner with you. Angels move according to spoken instruction. Favor moves according to spoken faith. Breakthroughs respond to spoken expectation. This is why you cannot allow fear or frustration to dictate your words. If you speak defeat, the weak will reflect it. If you speak fear, the weak will magnify it. If you speak lack, the weak will obey it. But if you speak abundance, you authorize abundance. If you speak peace, you invite peace. If you speak increase, you license increase. Your voice must rise above your emotions, above your doubts, above whatever happened last week. A prosperous week does not start with perfect conditions. It starts with prophetic conviction. You must speak as though you know who backs your words, as though you know that the one who goes before you has already made a way. Your declarations must be bold, intentional, and consistent, shaping the atmosphere around your life. The enemy understands the power of words, so he tries to silence you. He wants you tired, discouraged, distracted, or careless so that you enter a new week without spiritual preparation. But you must refuse to step into any week without declaring who you are, what you carry, and what must manifest. Speak over your family. Speak over your finances. Speak over your mind. Speak over your work. Speak over your destiny. Speak until your spirit aligns. Speak until your environment responds. Speak until your week begins to shift. Your week is not permitted to decide for you. You must decide for your week. You are not a victim waiting to see what will happen. You are a spiritual architect designing the outcomes you desire. And the moment your voice goes ahead of you, the week comes under instruction, favor begins to align, and prosperity becomes a reality that cannot be denied. Divine help can change the course of an entire week because the strength of a human being, no matter how disciplined or talented, is limited. There are moments in life when your wisdom is not enough, your connections are not enough, your planning is not enough, and your experience fails to predict how things will unfold. That is why true prosperity is never built on human effort alone. When divine help steps into a person's week, ordinary events become extraordinary. Small opportunities turn into major breakthroughs. Doors that have been locked for years suddenly open, and the things that were meant to frustrate you begin to work in your favor. Divine help is not just assistance, it is intervention. It is when God steps into the details of your schedule, your appointments, your plans, and your movements, and begins to orchestrate outcomes that you could never engineer by yourself. It is the unseen hand lifting you when you do not even realize how close you were to falling. Sometimes a whole week can shift because of one conversation that happens unexpectedly. One meeting with the right person, one email, one call, one divine connection can change everything. This is why you must learn to expect help from above. You cannot walk into a new week with the mindset that everything depends on you. You are not alone, and you are not sent into the world to struggle with human strength only. Divine help goes ahead of you. It prepares the road you will travel, places the right people on your path, and removes the obstacles you may not even know are there. It arranges things quietly, invisibly, yet precisely, so that when you arrive, you meet favor already waiting for you. There are testimonies people share that have nothing to do with their brilliance. They simply say, I don't know how it happened, but everything just aligned. That is divine help at work. There are examinations people passed, deals people secured, healings people experienced, restorations that took place, simply because help came from a realm beyond their natural ability. Divine help does not follow the protocol of men. It follows the agenda of God. And when that help is released, no system, no person, no circumstance, and no resistance can stop the manifestation. Many people begin their week already weary because they assume the weight of everything lies on their shoulders. They think about the bills, the deadlines, the responsibilities, the expectations, and the pressure, and before the week even unfolds, they feel defeated in their minds. What they do not realize is that divine help is the advantage they have been given. It is the difference between struggling for every result and walking in assisted victory. When help comes, time stretches, opportunities increase, mistakes are corrected, and even delays begin to work for your good. What was supposed to cause shame becomes a setup for honor. What was designed to break you becomes the reason you rise. Sometimes help appears in the form of strength. There are weeks you do not even know how you are still standing because the battles you fought privately should have drained you. Yet you wake up and somehow there is energy, there is clarity, there is hope. That strength is help. Sometimes help appears as protection. There are dangers you never saw, attacks you were never aware of, traps that were set against you that never succeeded, simply because divine help intercepted them before they reached you. Sometimes help appears as wisdom. You suddenly know what to do, what decision to make, what answer to give, even though you were confused moments earlier. That wisdom is help. Sometimes help appears as favor, where people who don't even know you choose to support you, recommend you, speak for you, or give you opportunities they have never given others. That favor is help. Divine help is the multiplier of human effort. One step you take becomes 10 steps. One seed you sow produces a harvest beyond normal results. One door you knock on leads to many rooms. When you rely on divine help, your journey becomes supernatural in its outcome. And as you enter a new week, you must be conscious that help is available. Help is near. Help is already moving. The hand of God is not short, and His intention is not for you to struggle endlessly. This week can shift, transform, and break open in your favor if divine help steps in. It is not about who you know. It is about who knows you. It is not about what you have. It is about who is backing you. And when heaven backs you, no earthly force can resist the prosperity meant for your life. Prosperity requires sensitivity to divine instructions, because not every opportunity leads to increase, and not every open door is ordained for you. Many people pray for prosperity, but they do not realize that prosperity is often hidden inside instructions, subtle, gentle, quiet directions that require attention of the Spirit. God does not just give blessings, He guides you into them. He positions you, redirects you, warns you, or pushes you forward through instructions that come as inner nudges, unusual thoughts, sudden clarity, or even through people and circumstances. When a person is not sensitive, they walk past what was meant to lift them. They ignore what was meant to preserve them. They miss what was meant to accelerate them. Divine instructions are the compass of a prosperous life, and without them, a person may work hard yet achieve little, invest yet receive nothing, or move yet arrive nowhere. There are weeks that God wants to bless you, but the blessing is tied to a simple instruction such as call that person, send that application, start that idea, don't go there today, or wait. These small directions are not random. They are strategic. They carry the intelligence of heaven. They know what you do not know, see what you cannot see, and prepare what you cannot anticipate. When God instructs you, He is not limiting you. He is protecting your prosperity. He is ensuring that you do not waste time, energy, money, or opportunities. Many people cry for open doors, but ignore the instructions that unlock those doors. They want the promise, but avoid the process. Yet prosperity flows naturally when a heart is willing, humble and attentive. Sensitivity to divine instruction means your spirit is alert, not distracted, not drowned by noise, not consumed by fear or anxiety. It means you create the inner stillness necessary to perceive the whispers of God. Sometimes instructions come in ways that do not make sense at first. They may go against your logic, your plans, or your comfort. But every divine instruction carries supernatural wisdom that only becomes clear after obedience. There are business owners who have avoided disaster simply because they felt a nudge not to sign a contract. There are students who succeeded because they followed an inner conviction to change their study plan. There are families who were preserved because they obeyed an instruction to stay home or take a different route. Prosperity is not always loud. It can be hidden inside these gentle promptings. This is why prosperity is not accidental. It is the result of partnership. You take the steps, but God directs the path. You sow the seeds, but God determines the ground. You move, but God shows where to move. When you lack sensitivity, you begin to rely only on your senses, your assumptions, your calculations. But when you are sensitive, your steps are guided, your decisions are protected, and your outcomes are multiplied. Divine instructions often look small, but they birth great results. They may look ordinary, but they carry extraordinary outcomes. Sometimes the reason a person's week does not prosper is not because God did not plan to bless them, but because they did not follow the instruction connected to that blessing. God may tell you to revisit something you abandoned. He may remind you to fix a relationship. He may urge you to forgive someone so that your heart becomes open again. He may instruct you to stay quiet when you want to speak, or speak when you want to stay quiet. He may tell you to save instead of spend, rest instead of rush, pray instead of panic. Each instruction has its own reward, and each act of obedience carries its own prosperity. Sensitivity also means you value the peace of God. Many times God speaks through peace or discomfort. When your spirit loses peace about a decision, it is a signal. When peace floods you about something that seemed difficult, it is confirmation. Prosperity requires that you pay attention to this inner witness. The Holy Spirit knows the traps ahead, the opportunities hidden, the people assigned, and the dangers approaching. If you follow His instructions, you will enter your week like someone who has already seen the end, confident, aligned, and prepared. As you step into a new week, prosperity will not just come from your desire, it will come from your sensitivity. Your ears must be open, your heart must be attentive, your mind must be willing. There is always an instruction before increase, always a direction before manifestation. If you align with God's voice, the weak cannot resist you, doors cannot ignore you, and prosperity cannot pass you by. A prosperous week begins in the mind, because every limitation that shows up in a person's life first grows as a belief inside them. You cannot walk into a new week expecting prosperity while carrying the weight of fear, doubt, and internal resistance. These invisible forces are more powerful than external obstacles because they shape how you see yourself, how you interpret opportunities, and how you respond to challenges. When a person allows voices of limitation to dominate their inner world, even open doors look dangerous, even opportunities look risky, even blessings look suspicious. This is why the battle for prosperity begins long before the week starts. It begins in your belief system. What you accept internally becomes your reality externally. You cannot carry a defeated mindset and expect a victorious week. You cannot entertain negative meditation and expect divine manifestation. Your mind must agree with what you are praying for, or you will silently sabotage your own answers. Limitation speaks in subtle ways. It says, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I'm not qualified. What if I fail? What if it doesn't work? What if I try again and nothing changes? These thoughts sound harmless, but they carry enough strength to shut down the blessings meant for you. Prosperity requires courage, and courage requires the ability to silence every voice that speaks against your destiny. You must reject internal dialogue that predicts failure before you even begin. Many people lose their week in their minds before the week even begins. They disqualify themselves mentally, so life simply reflects what they already believe about themselves. The moment you allow fear to speak louder than faith, you surrender authority. The moment you let doubt grow roots, you weaken your expectation. And expectation, not effort, is what determines spiritual outcomes. Voices of limitation can also come from past experiences. When you have faced disappointments, rejections, or failures, those memories try to follow you into a new week. You begin to assume that because last week was hard, this week will be the same. You begin to believe that because something didn't work out before, maybe it is not meant for you. But a prosperous week requires a reset. You cannot use yesterday's pain to interpret tomorrow's potential. Every new week is a blank canvas, and if you keep painting it with the colors of your past, you will never experience the new things assigned to you. Rejecting limitation means choosing to believe that God can do something new, something unexpected, something bigger than what your history suggests. It means refusing to let yesterday's results define today's possibilities. Sometimes voices of limitation do not come from within. They come from people around you. People may speak words that shrink your confidence, discourage your dreams, or question your abilities. If you are not careful, you start carrying their doubts as your own. Prosperity requires discernment, knowing which voices to honor and which voices to ignore. Not everyone who speaks into your life is speaking from a place of faith. Some speak from their fears, some from their insecurity, some from their limitations. If you allow those voices to define your expectations, you will walk into the week already defeated. You must learn to protect your mind like you protect your valuables. Not every opinion deserves access to your spirit. Not every comment deserves attention. Not every criticism is truth. Prosperity requires that you live from conviction, not from commentary. Rejecting limitation does not mean pretending challenges don't exist. It means acknowledging them without allowing them to control the narrative. It means looking at your circumstances and still choosing possibility. It means admitting that you may not have everything you need yet, but believing that God can supply. It means stepping forward even when you feel unprepared, trusting that grace will cover the gaps. Prosperity is not for perfect people. It is for bold people. People who dare to believe that something greater is at work in their lives. Your mind is the gateway through which prosperity enters your week. If the gate is blocked by fear, nothing flows. If it is blocked by doubt, nothing moves. If it is blocked by negativity, nothing grows. But if the gate is open, wide with expectation, strong with faith, stable with confidence, prosperity rushes in. Rejecting limitation is not a one-time act, it is a daily discipline. Every morning you rise, you silence doubt. Every time fear whispers, you speak faith. Every time your past tries to pull you backward, you remind yourself of your destiny. When you train your mind to align with the promise, your week cannot remain ordinary. Doors begin to open, opportunities begin to rise, and prosperity begins to flow, because nothing within you is blocking what heaven is releasing. Reject every voice telling you you're not enough, every thought telling you you cannot rise, every fear telling you things will stay the same. When your inner world is liberated, your outer world responds. And when your mind becomes prosperous, your week must follow. New strength and new wisdom are necessary for new results, because every new week carries its own demands, its own battles, its own opportunities, its own decisions, and its own assignments. You cannot step into a fresh week carrying the weakness, the exhaustion, or the confusion of the previous one. Life does not wait for you to feel ready, and destiny does not pause because you feel tired. Every new season requires a refreshed version of you, stronger in spirit, clearer in mind, more stable in emotion, and more grounded in purpose. If you try to fight this week's battles with last week's strength, you will feel overwhelmed. If you try to seize this week's opportunities with last week's mindset, you will miss moments that could change your life. Strength and wisdom are not just spiritual virtues. They are tools for survival and advancement. New strength is the ability to rise again, even when you feel drained. It is what allows you to wake up with courage after a week that tried to break you. It is what helps you move forward even when you still feel the weight of what you walk through. Strength is not the absence of weakness. It is the grace to stand even when weakness is present. There are many people who begin their week already tired, carrying emotional burdens, mental clutter, or spiritual heaviness. They move through days mechanically, doing things out of routine but without vitality. But prosperity requires energy. Energy for decision making, energy for creativity, energy for productivity, energy for resilience. When strength is missing, even simple tasks feel impossible, and even small challenges feel overwhelming. That is why you must receive new strength at the beginning of every week. Strength is what lifts your spirit above pressure. It is what keeps your heart steady when circumstances feel unstable. It is what helps you stay consistent when distractions try to pull you away from your purpose. Strength renews your confidence, revives your focus, and fuels your courage. Many breakthroughs never happen because the person gave up too early, not because the opportunity was unavailable. Strength keeps you in the race long enough to see the manifestation. A prosperous week is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those who rise with fresh vigor and refuse to operate from depletion. But strength alone is not enough. You also need wisdom. Strength helps you stand, but wisdom shows you where to stand. Strength helps you move, but wisdom tells you which direction to move. Strength helps you endure, but wisdom teaches you what to endure and what to walk away from. Wisdom is the difference between motion and progress. Many people work hard but do not move forward because they lack wisdom. Prosperity is not only the reward of effort, it is the reward of intelligent, strategic, spiritually guided effort. One decision can change the outcome of an entire week. One wrong choice can delay things for months. One instruction followed with wisdom can open doors you have been praying about for years. Wisdom shows you how to handle people, how to manage your time, how to protect your peace, how to multiply your resources, how to communicate effectively, how to make decisions under pressure, and how to avoid unnecessary battles. Wisdom will tell you when to speak and when to stay silent, when to push and when to rest, when to invest and when to save, when to confront and when to let go. Wisdom simplifies your life because it helps you prioritize what truly matters. Without wisdom, a person may exhaust themselves fighting battles God never asked them to fight, pursuing goals that do not align with their destiny, or trying to fix things that are not theirs to fix. Every prosperous person carries wisdom. They do not stumble into success by accident. They are guided into it by insight, clarity, and discernment. Wisdom is what helps you make the most of the opportunities God brings into your week. Opportunities often come disguised as problems, small tasks, or unexpected conversations. Without wisdom, you may overlook them. With wisdom, you can turn even the simplest moment into a doorway for greatness. New results demand new versions of you. You cannot enter a new week with an old mindset. You cannot expect increase while thinking like someone who is surviving. You cannot walk in prosperity while carrying old fears, old patterns, or old habits. Strength renews your ability to move. Wisdom renews your ability to see. Both are necessary. Together they position you for a week that is not ordinary. A week where you are empowered, guided, protected, and productive. When strength fuels your spirit and wisdom guides your steps, the week cannot overwhelm you. Instead, you rise above it, navigate it with grace, and produce results that reflect divine backing. What you speak over your hands, your work, and your path carries the power to determine how your week unfolds. Because nothing in your life truly prospers until your words align with your destiny. Your hands represent what you do. Your work represents what you give to the world. And your path represents the journey you are taking. All three are spiritual gateways, and all three respond to blessings, declarations, and prophetic alignment. Many people pray for prosperity, but they never speak over the very areas where prosperity must manifest. They work hard, but never bless their hands. They move through their week, but never bless their path. They pursue goals, but never bless their work. Yet everything God prospers, He first calls blessed. Every destiny He lifts, He first speaks over. Every journey He establishes, He first aligns through words. If you want your week to prosper, you must declare prosperity over every part of your life that will carry the weight of that blessing. Your hands carry the symbol of your productivity. They represent the ideas you execute, the tasks you perform, the responsibilities you handle, and the actions that turn dreams into reality. But hands can be busy yet unfruitful if they are not blessed. Some people do everything right yet see little outcome because the work of their hands has not been empowered spiritually. Declaring increase over your hands means you are authorizing supernatural multiplication. It means that small efforts can produce big results, that simple actions can unlock unusual opportunities, that what you touch this week will not fail. It means that wasted labor, unnecessary struggles, and unproductive cycles must break. When your hands are blessed, God adds his ability to your ability, and ordinary work begins to produce extraordinary outcomes. You are not just working, you are working under grace, under favor, under divine endorsement. Your work represents your assignment, your career, your business, your studies, your responsibilities, and the space where you sow your time and energy. Blessing your work means you are inviting divine partnership into every task you undertake. It means your creativity will be sharp, your ideas will flow with ease, your decisions will carry clarity, and your efforts will be guided. Prosperity does not only come through opportunities, it comes through excellence. And excellence flows when your work is under divine influence. Speaking prosperity over your work means no sabotage, no confusion, no stagnation, no delay, and no hidden opposition will prevail. It means that the environment around your work must align with your purpose, and that everything connected to your productivity must support your progress. When you bless your work, you silence every voice of failure trying to speak against it. Your path symbolizes your journey, your movements, your encounters, and the places your feet will carry you. Many people do not realize how spiritual their path is. The right place can accelerate your destiny, and the wrong place can delay it. Blessing your path means declaring that your steps are ordered, that your journey is protected, that the right doors will open to you, and that the wrong doors will stay closed. It means that this week you will not find yourself in places that drain you, distract you, or destroy your peace. It means that your path will intersect with helpers, opportunities, resources, and strategic relationships. It means that you will not wander aimlessly, but your movement will be precise and purposeful. When your path is blessed, even unexpected detours can lead to divine appointments. Speaking over your hands, your work, and your path is not motivational talk. It is spiritual legislation. You are commanding alignment. You are setting a divine order. You are telling your environment how to behave. Prosperity is not accidental, it is instructed. When you declare that everything connected to you must prosper, your week begins to shift. Delays break, resistance weakens, opportunities rise, conversations work in your favor, people feel led to support you, doors open without struggle. You begin to experience ease where there was previously pressure. This is why your words matter. You cannot speak casually and expect a supernatural outcome. You must speak with conviction, with authority, with expectation. You must speak as one who understands that your voice carries weight in the realm of the spirit. What you bless becomes blessed. What you reject loses power. What you declare becomes established. Bless your hands so they produce. Bless your work so it prospers. Bless your path so it aligns. When everything connected to you carries the seal of blessing, your week cannot remain ordinary. It must prosper. It must rise. It must obey the words you speak in faith. As this entire message comes together, it becomes clear that a prosperous week does not just happen on its own. It is created, shaped, and commanded through intentional alignment with divine principles. Your words set the atmosphere. Your faith invites divine help. Your sensitivity to instructions guides your steps. Your rejection of inner limitations frees your mind. Your renewed strength and wisdom empower your decisions. And your declarations over your hands, your work, and your path establish the outcome before the week even begins. Prosperity is not a coincidence. It is the result of partnership between your spirit and the God who goes before you. When you rise with awareness, when you speak with authority, when you choose faith over fear, and when you walk with focus, the week is compelled to respond in your favor. Nothing around you remains ordinary when everything within you is aligned. This new week has already been spoken for. Favor is going ahead of you. Helpers are aligning with you. Breakthroughs are positioning themselves around you. And divine wisdom is marking every decision you will make. You are stepping into days filled with clarity, strength, provision, and supernatural help. No limitation from your past, no resistance from the enemy, and no confusion within your mind will be able to stop what has been declared over you. The grace for increase rests upon you, and the blessing for progress is following your steps. Walk into this week with confidence, with expectation, and with the assurance that heaven is backing you. May this new week open with peace, unfold with testimonies, carry you with ease, and end with joy. I speak goodness into your journey, strength into your spirit, and prosperity into everything connected to you. You will rise, you will succeed, and you will see the hand of God in ways you have never seen before. Good luck for the days ahead, and thank you for allowing me to be part of your preparation for this powerful and prosperous week. May everything you touch flourish, and may every door appointed for you open without resistance. Stay blessed, stay expectant, and step forward with confidence. Your prosperous week has already begun.